And we'll call the committee of the whole to order. Our delegation hasn't shown up as of yet, but we'll play that by ear. So, motion to adopt the agenda.
Move.
Second.
On adoption, all those in favor? Motion's carried.
That looks suspicious.
Maybe. We'll move on to staff reports. We have bylaw 1790, the permissive tax exemption, and staff are looking for approval of recommendation to advertise and then forward that to council for second and third reading.
Move.
Second.
Any discussion? No? Seeing none, all those in favor? Motion's carried. Page 33, we have the downtown revitalization debt refinancing report and a motion to receive that report.
Move.
Second.
On receipt then, all those in favor? Motion's carried.
And just a great interest rate, 2.23%.
Well, that's what's predicted at this point. I suspect that will be hopefully the same by the time it comes up for renewal. There's obviously good news for that. I didn't realize actually you could renegotiate for the last 5 years. I thought it was fixed throughout, but is that something new or?
No, not really. You'll recall we took a pay down, we offered the Kai Bay residents a pay down after 10 years last fall.
Yeah.
And that came up for renewal in April. So same arrangement. In this case though, we're down to the final, we're further along in the borrowing, and so really it wouldn't benefit the property owners to offer them a pay down. They'd have to pay more.
Fair enough.
So do you get the option of holding the current interest rate? Or, like, I'm thinking in terms of if the interest rates went way up, are you made to, is it like a mortgage, so you have to renegotiate?
After 10 years, you have to go into the marketplace.
So at which time
in
you
fact,
could buy it down or not?
And in fact, MFA's last issue, most recent issue for this spring, they only locked in for 5 years, not 10. So if you borrowed for any term over 5 years, you're up for renegotiation in 5 years' time. It's one of the risks of long-term debt. You know what the interest rate is today, but if you borrow for a longer term, there's no guarantee that MFA is going to borrow for that full term today.
Okay. Any other questions? Seeing none, then we'll look forward to a favorable report on that and the bylaw early in 2015. Is the delegation ready to go? All right, we do have our delegation here. I take it that's Rebecca and Andrea.
Hello, sorry I'm late.
All right. We just got started, so you can take the podium here, and you have 10 minutes for your presentation.
Oh, thanks.
And welcome.
Thank you. And thanks again, Mr. Rice, for your help. The legal things for your
Oh, no worries.
So we're here for the Comox Valley Toy Library Society, and we are interested in, well, we need help, basically. We've gotten started, and we have a lot of interest. We have
47 members.
47 members, and I think we have 160 or so. Maybe, it must be more.
Not of interest on Facebook.
On Facebook and our website. We have been, what we do is we lend toys to families, caregivers, anyone who needs them. Grandparents especially, actually, have been sending up a lot. We have, it's a $20 membership. It's a $20 membership for which you can get 5 toys at a time, which you can renew. You can keep them for 2 weeks at a time, renew twice for up to 6 weeks. We also lend out baby gear, such as exercisers, bombos, jolly jumpers, strollers, high chairs, and we are growing out of our space. We are currently in the Link Youth Center in Courtney, in a small office. We have more toys than we can fit in there at the moment, and definitely more gear. The storage space that we have for the gear and the overflow of toys isn't really safe for people to go into. So one of the problems that we have is that when someone comes in and wants an exerciser, for example, we need to go into the area and take them off of a stack of exercisers, try to imagine that, and bring them out to the member who might need it. They can't come in to the space because it's unfinished, there's exposed insulation and some wiring that it's best that they not come in. So what we particularly need help with is that we need a new location. And in order for that to happen, we will need better funding. At the moment, we actually use very little money, but we have zero funding from the government, from any level of government, and we have no sponsors, except for our membership, which is, like I said, $20 a month. It's $20 a year. And because we want to keep it as affordable as possible for anyone who wants to use it.
We decided to waive the fee for families who qualify for the play program, the free swimming lessons, and so just so that we're available for everyone.
In order to fit with our goals, which are to benefit the community, we want to save families money, we want to take the burden off of the landfill, we want to keep people's houses less cluttered with things that children use for a very short period of time before they either grow out of them or become bored of them. It seems to lots of families around the world actually silly to not have a toy library, and so when we noticed that we didn't have one, we decided to start one. And so far people have had a really great response to it, and we have regular members coming in all of our open hours, which are 3 days a week. On Tuesdays, we're open from 2 to 4, Thursdays 1 to 2, and Saturdays 3 to 5. If we had a more accessible and larger location and better funding, we'd be able to open more than that. We're currently getting more volunteers, which is lovely, and I've spoken with Kelly from Vanier, who runs volunteer work experience within high schools. She thinks, and I think, we all think that it would be a great experience for students who are interested in getting work experience, particularly with children working in early childhood education or teaching. Yes.
We're insured.
We're insured. We have very good insurance through Family Research Programs Canada. They, as members with them, we have access to insurance that is designed for us through health and insurance. It costs us, unfortunately, $1,000 a year, and that's where our main costs come from, is from that, and also from the membership with FRP Canada and registration as a non-profit society. Altogether, we could probably run, as we are, for less than $2,000 a year. Our goal one day is to be in a larger place, perhaps, and this is of course not something we're putting on you necessarily, but to hire someone who is trained in early childhood education and can run a play group there once a week, to have a play area, and to have better storage and facilities for people to enjoy certainly a less stuffy and claustrophobic one.
Right now, when people come in, if there's more than 2 adults, like we have 2 people running on a Saturday, 2 people working, volunteering, and then when a family comes in, it just starts to feel, because it's about this big, and it's not a very good feeling for anyone where we are right now, when it starts to get busy.
Yes, we really we have the option, potentially, we've been talking to both the Driftwood Mall and the Comox Centre Mall. We would love to be in either mall. The Driftwood Mall, unfortunately, would want us to be open for all of their mall hours, which is pretty unfeasible with our volunteer base at the moment, and not very practical, I don't think, for families to be coming in up to 9 o'clock in the evening on Thursdays and Fridays. The Comox Centre Mall, we are waiting for word back from them, but there would definitely be a rent with them, even for a nonprofit. There would be some cost involved, and we don't have the membership yet as a new nonprofit society to be able to afford rent, unfortunately. We hope to, and we hope to secure sponsorship. I'm sure we will, but we've been applying to many groups and plan to apply for more, but so far no word. So our hope is that you have some help or suggestions to offer.
All right. Council? Yes.
Yeah, it's a wonderful project, and just wonder why no one thought about it earlier. And if we did have space available, I mean, is that something that you would find advantageous?
I'm not aware of any space that we would have.
On that side, the rec center.
The rec center is fully subscribed, I believe. The old library is fully, you're aware of what's there. The archives and museum and so on. We don't actually have a lot of municipal buildings at the town hall, of course. But I'm not aware of anything that would be readily available as a town-owned property. I was going to ask you about the mall, but I know the mall has given relatively good deals to Rotary and other groups, but there is a rent. They have to pay the lighting and heating bills. Service clubs are always an option to talk to. The one thing that twigs me, I suppose, if you're emphasizing the recycling or repurposing of this stuff, I don't know whether there's any kind of grants available through the recycling council or the solid waste function at the regional district, possibly. Have you talked to anyone at the regional district in terms of the solid waste management function?
Not yet, no, actually.
I mean, they don't have, they have certain, all local governments and agencies have certain mandates they have to fulfill, and whether that would fall under, I don't know. They do have a recycling, the 3R program essentially. And that might tie in. Yeah.
I'm just wondering, in a perfect world, how much space would you be looking for?
So a storage, for storage, I think it would be useful to have something, it depends on whether we want to store in the same room as we show the toys. So it depends on the, yeah. If we total square footage, I'd say smaller than this room. Well, in a perfect world, it would be a very large room. That would be great. But we could work with a room this size. We could have shelving along most of the walls and have a play area in the corner. It could also be smaller than this.
Just to give you an idea of where we are right now.
Yes, that's a
It's
good
like
idea.
a theme here to, would you say here?
It's
like
13 by 8.
Yeah, so like this. And then our storage is about the size of the rest of this, is where our extra stuff is.
Yes, and we're asked to keep that as small and out of the way as possible. We can tell that it's not ideal for the link for us to be located there in terms of storage. Yes.
Have you approached the school district?
I have, yes, I think we have. Not personally, one of our board has, and we haven't heard back on that yet. At the moment, I think
Well, the size of the
communication isn't
classroom.
that strong.
Phew, that would be right now.
Yes, a classroom would be great.
Well, with declining enrollment, there might be some space somewhere.
Yes, I think there is a potential room in Vanier, but it's yet to be seen. I've been talking to actually Kelly mentioned something that we have to go through the school board office.
There's also the Franklin School up by the fire hall. That's a separate school authority, but they have space there. But whether we work something out.
Yeah, just your concept has a lot of merit, and I wish you success in this. I assume that you have approached service club, community service clubs as well?
You mean the Rotary and, yes,
Lions.
the Lions, Rotary, and Shriners actually as well.
That would certainly be my suggestion.
No, that's important. I was going to say something about the train station. I've noticed they've been looking at things to do.
Yeah, the train station, they're trying to rehabilitate that. They put a new roof on the Courtney Rotary Club, it's quite involved with that with the city of Courtney. And who knows, there might be space in there at some point. I think they're ways off on doing the inside. So that might be an option going forward. And as far as budgetary things, we approve our budget in January, February, March, and it's signed off and people are paying their taxes now. So for 2014, we're certainly going to be any funding. And typically we don't give grants in aid of organizations, because as you might imagine, we have a lineup out the door.
Yes,
We do, so-
your taxes low too.
Yes, so we try to focus on our core service areas. But, there may be other ideas that, in collaboration. Certainly the community centers you've talked to and some of the other organizations are all good. Maybe there's some ideas that come out of that.
Yes, in the regional district, does give grants in the electoral area, and I think we still have a bit of money left.
Oh.
Yeah, they do grants and things.
Putting something like that, looking for
Thank you. Do you know a contact name?
Jim Gillis.
If you're talking to the regional district, they can give you, there's 3 area directors.
Yeah.
Okay.
And as Councillor Grant was just mentioning, there is also the Gagliardi Academy, which is the former Brooklyn School. It's a private school. Acquired that site, and I don't know, they may have space there. They're at the old Brooklyn site. And they are a private school and faith-based academy, but who knows? They may have space. I don't think all their classrooms are full.
And the old fire hall is fully full. is it?
The old fire hall would not be a suitable site given the issues there with just its age and its ultimate disposition. We don't know what we're going to do with it at this point. So, I don't think we'd want to put people into it. And Al shaking his head. It's got maybe some nasty stuff in there that we don't want people to expose to.
All right, well,
All right, so
Thanks very
there's
much
some
for your
ideas. Sorry, we can't come up with any concrete for you, but maybe pursue some of those ideas.
thank you very much.
All right.
Well, thank you.
Thanks for coming.
Fabulous what you're doing.
Thanks very much. We're enjoying it.
All right.
Everyone.
Good luck.
Thank you.
All right, moving on to the staff reports. We're at the third one now, which is a summary of the proposed work for Salish Park for receipt.
Move receipt.
Second.
On receipt, all those in favor? That's carried. Parks Director is here for any questions or comments. Councilor Fletcher?
Perhaps to the chair of the Parks Director, over the years, there's been beaver issues in that area. I'm wondering if are you doing this work, are you considering their impact?
Well, part of what we're doing is cleaning up after the impact of the beavers, so they were a contributing factor to some of the debris, log jams, the pigs, if you will. Nothing that we're doing in this phase of the project has any bearing on beavers. We're not, the areas that we're looking in, there's no evidence that the beavers are living in there currently. So that's what I'm getting at, is beavers aren't part of this particular plan, but the impacts are partially due to their habits in the area.
Okay, any further?
Great.
Seeing none, thank you for the update and keep up with your work. Page 39 is a report and recommendation from staff that we direct staff to negotiate an agreement with Shaw Cable for public Wi-Fi access, and that Mayor and CEO will be authorized to sign the final agreement on behalf of the town.
Move that.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Discussion? Councilor Swift.
I just have a question about, I know they're going to be putting some pieces in the marina park. I'm hoping that's going to be adequate to service both marinas. Do we
I
have
think
any
there's already
information?
service connections down there, because I know when I click into my wireless, it comes up down there already.
Okay, because I had somebody trying to do it, and I said, oh no, we're not there yet.
Yeah. I don't know, is there,
On the Federal Harbor Authority side,
yes,
it's already active there.
so,
But not on the other ones.
Not that I'm aware of, no.
so is there intention to include the marinas? Yeah, it says Marina Park, so I assume that'll,
I'm not sure of the scope of the catchment area.
yeah, probably mainly the foreshore. It's, and whether or not, I mean, usually that's good enough. I mean, it's not the greatest Wi-Fi system in the world. It's in downtown Courtney, and it's kind of hit or miss, but it does provide something, the closer you are to it. So you may be at the far end of the marina, you may not get it, or it may not work as well.
You sometimes have to wander around a bit to
Yeah.
get a good signal.
But,
It would be my hope that we would be able to help provide that service down there.
yeah, certainly within the town-owned marina would be close enough, I would imagine. Private marina, that'd be another matter altogether. And that sounds like the small craft harbor has its own through Shaw, I believe. Okay?
I was just curious on the Villard Lodge, so there was no indoor use on that one?
There's no what?
There's no indication that there's going to be any units on the indoor at Villard? Or if there's
think there's some discussions have to ensue with Phil Berry, he's indicated that, we'll make sure they're okay with it. What's it say here? We would consult with them. You're saying indoor, if it's there, it'll be installed structure somewhere.
Well, it indicates there's outdoor at Philbert Park.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, it's, again, once you're inside a building, you know, even in the rec center itself, once you're inside it, there may be areas where you won't get it. But I'm in my law office in Courtney, and I can get it inside my law office.
Yeah.
From outside.
Yeah, so I mean, it's just the way it is.
I get it at my house,
Yeah.
so it just works inside my house better than what I pay for. And yet it doesn't work in the rec centers.
Yeah.
Larger facility.
And it depends what the facility's made of, you know, concrete, steel.
And the only other question I had was that they indicate that they would paint the units to match your infrastructure, and I'm just particularly thinking of the downtown, those lovely lamp standards that we have. Should they be on any of those? Would they be painted that color to match?
That's my understanding. I don't think they're going to be sticking out like a sore thumb. That's, any comments from staff on that? No? I don't imagine, you know, they're going to be relatively small units, similar to what we heard about from Telus. And,
It's a fair question to be followed up, I think.
yeah, I mean, they're going to do what they've done in other communities, and I've never heard any complaints about them doing anything, so I'm sure that our staff will work with Shaw.
But they do indicate that the hardware can be painted to match attachment structure.
And I would imagine if that's part of the agreement, we'll do that.
Can, just not that they will be.
Where are you looking?
This is
Not like we're going to turn it down if we can.
it's page 58.
Sorry, I'm looking at, I was looking at the contract.
Yeah, I couldn't find anything in the contract, but I just know it's in there. It's taken out 58. The third bullet.
That's just their information. If you don't have Shaw here to ask them that question.
I would just like to know that it's in the contract.
You got the signing authority, Mr. Mayor, so do your best.
Sure, I'll get out my paintbrush.
If not, move along.
You know, again, Shaw has proven to be good neighbors everywhere I've seen this done, so I don't imagine we'll have any difficulty. Anything further? I'll pass it on to CAO. Because he's going to be the one painting. Chief will put him up on a All right, all those in favor? Motion's carried. Speaking of our CAO, he has left us with a report here that relates to phase 2 of the waterfront funding grant. And it's seeking approval of up to $75,000 for further design, planning, public consultation, and final grant submission for phase 2 by October, based on the submissions provided by the two consultants, Alliance Consulting and Kohlmeyer Architecture.
I'll move that.
Second.
Second? Discussion. That's Price.
Yeah, and I think it's a great project, and I think when the public see it, and that it's a land-based project that has been changed over time, and that being able to develop a stronger link between the marina and downtown will be a real asset. And I think this will be part of it. So.
You see fairly tight timelines for some of the work to ensue as early as July in terms of meeting the stakeholders, as was done before, but that the open houses and consultation with the public would ensue in September. So stand by if you're around for, if you participated before, I'm sure they'll invite your further comments.
Yeah, I would agree with Barbara. I think it's important for the public consultation, and I think that's going to bring people on site and excited about it.
Yeah, all right, good. So any further discussion? Not seeing none. All in favor? Motion's carried. And last on this agenda is the 2013 annual report, as included in this agenda to be received for information.
Move.
Second.
Received then. All in favor? Motion's carried. This is a statutory requirement, I understand. You're going to be the administrator, and it has to be received initially, and then is it brought forward to the next meeting?
It will be brought forward to the July meeting, and ads will go on the paper next week.
So an ad, inviting comment, what have you, for the July 16th meeting. All right, well, good work on the end reports, well done. A lot of work went in that, and the photos, and for some of its financial reporting as well. Any further comments, questions? Busy year, of course, that's 2013. We're already halfway through 2014. Time moves fast. All right, nothing further to come before the meeting. Motion to adjourn.
Move.
Second?
All in favor? Motion's carried. Also on the 16th.